Hello! Hey guys, so with every video that I start, I always insert some clips of me being so awkward and weird because if you think about it, I'm sitting in a room with a camera just talking to myself, so I feel really awkward and weird. And with my last video, or a few videos back when I was doing a makeup tutorial, my husband was walking around and I was just so embarrassed because I'm not used to this. So I always insert the really awkward, weird hello that I do because that's how I feel. So today I am using a different eyeshadow palette. I thought I'd break away from the Morphe 350 because I do love that palette. Honestly, I feel like it's the only palette that you really need to buy because it has every shade, mattes and shimmers. Although not everybody, one of my bridesmaids who's a really close friend, she lives in Germany, and she said that she can't get the Morphe eyeshadow palette. So I decided to try a look with my trusty Lorac Pro palette. This is the first Pro palette. My mom actually bought this and then gave it to me. And I'm so happy about it because I used to use this all the time. It was like my only eyeshadow palette before I got the Urban Decay Naked #2. So this one has been used quite a bit, but I kind of forgot about it because you buy new stuff and then you want to play with that. So I came back to it because it is dirty, beat up, used up, but very well loved. This palette, as everybody knows because it is super well known, this palette has 2 rows of shadows. You have mattes on top and shimmers on the bottom. I'll zoom you in so you can see. Oh, I'm gonna drop. I already dropped it once. So as you can see, really neutral shades, everyday shades. And then the shimmers at the bottom, you could totally bump up your look. Add some MAC Fix Plus and they really start popping. But I love this palette so much. I love it. So if you guys are interested in learning how to get this smoky eye, this really easy, super simple, super quick. I'm the laziest person ever. Even when it comes to makeup, I literally try to cut corners wherever I can. I'll use tape to do my eyeshadow, make it a nice sharp line. I'll blend. I'll use the same brush for 4 different colors because I'm too lazy. So every tutorial I do is super quick, super easy, super fast, and you just kind of throw it on your face and it looks good at the end somehow. Hopefully it looks good at the end. What if I'm making these videos and I think it looks good and then everyone's like, this is so hideous, what is she doing? She should just quit. But I like it, so this is what I look like. Hopefully you like it and you want to know how. If you do, then just keep watching. I'm going to use the Lorac Pro palette today. And let's see what we come up with. As you see, I've already gone to work. My face is on besides eyeshadow. I just topped up my highlighter so I look presentable. But let's get into it. I'ma zoom you in. I don't understand. Every time I zoom in, it's like really not cute. Okay. So nothing new. I'm first going in with a nude shade using a big fluffy brush. This is the Sigma E40. I'm going to use this brush, this taupe shade right here. And I'm going to bring a mirror to my face. Hopefully I'm not blurry anymore. So I'm just putting it in the crease. And I forgot that I put a dark eyeshadow on this last time I used it. I'm just gonna make it work. We're just gonna make it work. So I realized with my last video when I was editing that I should probably touch up my makeup if I'm going to film a YouTube video because I looked so sweaty. It was not cute. And also the lighting in the other room I was using, it just wouldn't show, like if I were to take a picture, it would show the eyeshadows correctly, but when I was doing the video, you couldn't really tell what colors I was using. So now I'm trying out every room in my house to see which one would pick up the color the best. So we'll see if this works. So I pretty much just placed it all over the crease, kind of messy, but I put it all over the crease, pretty much messy, but just kind of blending out so that whatever shade we put on top will just kind of blend seamlessly. Next, let's see, I think I want to get creative today. So next I'm going in with a Morphe brush. I bought, and I would highly recommend buying the Morphe brush sets because they're super affordable. It has all the brushes that you could ever need. And the brush set that I bought was face brushes and eyeshadow brushes. So it works out perfectly. And this brush was in the kit. I will link the kit that I had purchased down below. So if you guys are interested in buying an affordable brush set that is actually really good, you can do so. So I'm going to use this, it's the one that I used in my last video. It's like a smaller, more dense blending brush. And I'm going to go in with the color Sable. It's more warm toned right here. And this is going to go a little bit lower in my crease. And all the way forward into the inner socket to the outer socket. And you want to go a little bit at a time if you're using a dark color, because once you put too much on, it's a little scary. So you blend back and forth. I have to check like 15 times if my eyes are the same. And I'm using a janky mirror that's been like ripped and scratched. So maybe I should use a different mirror. Oh, this one's so much better. You guys want to see a palette that's been beat to death? This is my Kat Von D Shade and Light. Look at that banana shade. I've hit pan a long time ago and I'm still scraping out the edges. It's such a great shade. I use that to set my under eyes when I do my concealer. And this brighter shade right here, it's like almost a white color. I use that, so I do the banana or the yellow one pretty much like under my eyes. And I'll use the lighter one right down here, a little bit lower on the sides of my nose and up here right before I put my highlight, so it's really like a strong white stripe that kind of like pulls you back. It's really a great palette. So checking to see that we're equal. It's so much easier to do eyeshadow when you don't have face makeup on, because then you can sharpen up the shadows. But with this, me having to work in the middle of the day, I can't do that. Okay, what do I want to do? I mean, it's pretty dark and smoky as it is, but I think I want to add a little bit more depth, and I'm going to go in with the shade one darker than the one we just used. I'm going to go in with the shade one darker than we just used on a Makeup Geek small crease brush. It's also like a pencil brush that apparently has stuff on it already. So that's the brush. It's really short and nubby and kind of has a domed edge. And that's great for packing on dark colors like in the crease or in the outer V. So we're going to go in with the color Espresso right there. So we've currently just done, what is this, taupe, sable, and now espresso. And I'm literally just that much and tapping off the excess. And I'm going to put this outer V again, staying in the socket and kind of creating a C shape on my eyelid, connecting the socket to the lash line. I'll show you what I mean. So you start in the socket and you create your C and you connect it to the lash line. Kind of like that. And you just keep going until it's super cute. So I'm pretty happy with how it looks at this point. If you want it to be a little bit more intense, you could go in with a black and just put a little bit of that to just intensify the color a little bit more. However, I'm pretty okay with this. And as you saw, I was blending down onto my lash line in the outer third half of my lid, and it's just kind of like the remnants. But that's just to kind of help create the C shape. We're going to put an all over eyelid color, so it won't really be that visible. So for the eyelid color, I always go with gold and I always go with the champagne color. But I think I want to try something different. There are some really pretty shades in here, but I think what I'm going to do is, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in with a pewter color with this Morphe stiff, it's like a flat, stiff brush used to pack on glitter shadows. So this also came in the kit. It's just a flat packing brush to pack on that color. And this is the pewter color I'm going to go in with right here. And this will go all over the lid, but staying under the crease. And so what I do is I'll pack on the color. I'll pack on the color, and then once I get to any areas where there's shadow already, I'll just start swiping it back and forth to try to blend the two together. So that's what it looks like with this pewter shade. but I'm a little bit extra, and I want to go in the inner corner of my eyes with, I'm going to use the light bronze shade. And this is going to go just in the inner corner. And a little on the lid. Because it's such a smoky look, you want to bring some light into it, otherwise you might end up looking like a panda. So because I'm a little bit extra, I wanted to grab my MAC Fix Plus, spray it on this brush, and dip into the pewter shade, and drop the palette. Dip into the pewter shade and put it over where we put it before, but just to intensify a little bit. Let's just see. And then go in with that light bronze shade as well after spraying the brush with Fix Plus. So next I'm going to grab a flat definer brush. This is a Sigma E15. And I'm going to go first with the taupe outer to inner, then the sable outer to inner, and then the espresso just on the outer corner, and just kind of bring the whole eye together. And what I like to do is I like to smoke it and then close my eye and then just drag it up so it connects out here. So you're kind of creating that C shape again. Now I'm going in with sable and doing the same exact thing. And now espresso just on the outer. So you can kind of see once I've blended it out, there's like a line here. You can actually use that as a guide when you do liquid liner, because that's literally you blinking and pulling it along, and they're pretty much even on both sides. Or you could just blend it out. So I feel as though it's too harsh, it's too strong for me. So what I can do is I can go back in with my Makeup Geek small crease brush, this one right here, and just kind of blend it out. And if you feel like you've lost the sparkle in the inner corner because you blended too much, just kind of blend the sparkle down into your lower lash line. Just make sure you keep your inner corners nice and bright, especially when you're doing a really dramatic smoky eye. So I'm actually not going to do a wing today, so I'm going to blend this out. I'm going to blend it out with the dome brush from the Morphe set. And so all you do is you just kind of marry the two shadows together. Very lightly, just take your time, and you want to just blend them in. But you don't want to make the shadow go lower than that line, because that's kind of your guide as to you're looking like a panda. So you just kind of blend them in. And if you need more eyeshadows, just go in with the taupe shade on the same brush that you're using to blend them together, and just kind of use that. It's better to use a lighter color to blend shadows together than a darker one. Again, because if you go in with a heavy hand, you just end up looking like a panda and it's hard to fix. So that's a smoked out eye for ya. Oh, and we need an eyebrow highlight shade. Like I usually say, I like to use a white to carve out, but then we'll put a shimmery shade. So this palette actually has a matte white shade. So I'm going to use this matte white shade to carve out my eyebrow. And then I'll use a mixture of this champagne and nude glitter on the brow bone highlight. And the brush I'm going to use is another stiff flat brush, but this one is the brush that came with my Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. So this looks pretty stark, so what I like to do is just blend it away. Oh, that's a nice highlight. That's really pretty. And might as well just put those two shades in the inner corner as well. Ooh. I'm just going to refresh my lashes on the top and put some mascara on the bottom ones, and I'll be right back. So this is the completed look. I just added some lipstick. I don't know. This is really smoky, but I feel like because we didn't add black or any kind of black, no black liner, no black eyeshadow, I feel like this is still appropriate and not clown-like. You can add some lashes and really bump it up, or you can do a nice thick wing and really exaggerate the smokiness, but I would wear this to dinner. If I were going out, like clubbing, I would definitely add lashes, a wing, and black eyeshadow. But this is pretty subtle smoky eye. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment down below of other videos you'd like to see. I think I finally found a room where the color really shows up in the video, which is awesome. So let me know if you like this room better than the other room. All of the rooms pretty much have an echo because we are planning on moving soon, so we're not filling this house up with any furniture, just kind of empty room with lots of echo. So I apologize about that. Thank you so much for watching once again. Until next time, bye guys.